we think of beautiful crafts, we think of Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart has brought to us incredible magazines, her wonderful television show, and she's shown us a lot of the tips and the tricks. Knitting is just one of those that I think a lot of us have a hard time getting our hands in and figuring out how to be able to do it. She has trained and met with virtually everybody around the world, from world leaders. There you can see our little Alex Peruzzi, Emerald Lagasse, some of our friends and family around here as well. So please help me in welcoming on into the show. We have Kristen St. Clair, who's joining us as the on-air representative for all of our Martha Stewart crafts. But knitting. I have always admired people who can knit, and I just said, I was like, what a beautiful combination, and I noticed your gorgeous scarf. Brings out your eyes, really pretty.
Thank you. This is a great kit. This is our knitting and loom, our weaving loom kit, and you can see here you have all of these pieces, and all of these pieces connect together to make all different configurations, to make all different shapes, sizes, of different knits or weaves. Okay. So it's really, really neat the way it works. You could see here how I've started to do a weaving project and in a square. And the squares, you can do a square as small as 2 inches to a square as big as 13.5 inches. But you can do here, you can see we have this circle one. So this is, all you're doing is putting these pieces together and using these pegs to
that's great.
Connect them. And you can, there's different size pegs and color pegs, so if you're changing your pattern, you can indicate where so you remember where to change it by putting in a different color peg. There's also the pegs, the different widths for thicker yarns and thinner yarns. So we're giving you a wide variety of things. What's great about this is it comes with this book.
Yes.
So this book
really
has all of the illustrations, all the pictures in it to show you how to do every type of knit weave that you can possibly do. So this is very, very helpful, and it's a nice, bound book, so you can always have it and refer to it when you want to make different projects.
I was going to say, and those projects are even listed in here too, so it even shows you how to do some of those projects too, and it gives you that quick little simple idea, and in other languages too.
Exactly.
Which I think is going to be really nice. But the loom knit little Tweety hat, the Tweety scarf, the woven baby blankets that you're going to be able to do.
You can see all the different types of knit you can do with this. So you're not limited. This can be a beginner thing, but also can be an advanced, because you can practice and do your different types of knits. So it's really neat. I mean, this is just doing a patchwork blanket of all different types of knits and then just stitched together. So
look how great that looks.
These are all of the weaving. So this is done with 4 pieces of cotton thread weaving on, like I just on this one.
I had something similar to this when I was young.
Exactly.
I remember I could make like the little pot holders
and things like that.
Yes,
right.
This is going to be dynamite, because now you can actually create and make. Instead of just a pot holder, now you can actually make placemats. You can make little hot plates and things that you can take over to the table. But at the same time, I can also make a hat. I can make a scarf.
Well,
I'm not stuck
because
to
there's
just
2 things you can do. You can weave and knit with this. So those are 2 different things. Right now, you're seeing that I'm weaving. I'm going in and out through.
That's what it was. So I was weaving. I was not knitting.
So you're weaving. You were not knitting. Knitting is a little different, and that's you can see on this one how I started it. And this one I'm just doing it on one half. You can also do this with double and do a double knit. Like, where's the double? Oh, like this scarf. How you can see how thick this is. I mean, this is a thicker, nice plush wool yarn, but you could see how on both sides it looks the same. There's not
beautiful. Right,
it's beautiful, and you can see it gives it a little nice stretch. Here's a thicker yarn that we use, so you could see I mean, look at how thick this yarn is. That's a pretty thick yarn, but because the pegs, you can have those choice in pegs, you can use a very thin yarn, but also use something really bulky like this to create like a cool pot holder.
Now, and you can see, I mean, you get everything, but you can even use some of the specialty threads on this too. I was noticing over here.
Oh, absolutely. Here we have, this is our fun, like, sparkly thread, and you can see this is like a tube that we did in the circle. So when you put your circle together and you knit in a circle, you can just keep going and create something like this, so that you can put it right over your head and wear it as a nice neck warmer. Look at this pattern on this one.
Isn't that nice?
Beautiful?
But you're really limited only by your own imagination or your own individual knits. Now, to create and make a scarf like you have on right now, how long would that take to knit something like this?
I'm actually not a knitter. It's the one craft that I have a heart.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't, so this makes it a lot easier to learn how to do the different knits, because
Yes.
I'm not an avid knitter. You know, so when I actually learned how to knit, the first time I learned was on this kit.
Oh, that's great.
So it was my first time. I followed the directions. The directions are really clear in here, so you can really figure it out. Start with a small piece. Do your, just do the chain stitch, and you know, just to get used to it. And it really, you know, it winds up going a lot faster. And with the tools that come in the kit, you can see we have this. This is the knitting tool. It has just a little tip that is curved so that you can easily pull over your threads here. And you can see how there's an indentation in the pegs, so that way it's
You've
easy
got a place to grasp.
to pull it up and grab it to pull it over. So these are all, you can see here we have the crocheting hook. This is the knitting tool. There's these needles with the big openings to pull your thread through for weaving or to help you tie off knots at the end. And then all of these pieces, and here again, this is also the weaving tool, so it has the hook, and it also has a little indentation in the bottom here to help you push your threads. So you
And
can
get them
see
nice
that,
and
to
tight.
get them nice and tight in there. So you have a nice tight knit. But all of these pieces connect together, so you can create large squares. I mean, you can.
These are
You
great
can do all
tools.
different shapes and sizes.
If you want to do it a little bit more
Right, if you wanted to
rectangular,
do
if you
it-
want it a little bit larger, if you want it a little bit
And
smaller.
even with the circles connect and can be made bigger by adding in the straighter pieces to do larger circles.
Oh, that's great. I love that. So there are actually, this can be assembled in over 30 different loom configurations. Square, oval, rectangle, circles, even into a flower shape if you wanted to do
Yes.
that. There's no need to purchase the separate individual ones from
All
a
the
fixed shape
pieces
loom that you typically might have that would only do just the straight or just be able to make scarves. This can actually help you configure them into all of those different shapes. Traditional knitting, you can do circular knitting, double knitting. You can do weaving. You can make rosettes. You can make blanket, scarves, hats. I mean, virtually anything you can imagine. But also the two different sizes of the interchangeable pegs on there.
Right.
The contrast color marking pegs. So you have
Right.
your marking pegs, and then you also have the interchangeable pegs for doing that too.
Right.
And already a 5-star review on hsn.com. There are only 400 of these left to go around for the entire country. $46.95. It will go very quickly.
It will go fast.
And it's the only presentation on the
This
day.
is a really, really great thing also as a gift, like to get this, if someone wants to learn, because it's hard sometimes you don't have the time to teach someone to focus and really learn how to do it just by hand. This is a great way for you to learn how to just do it and give it as a gift for someone to learn how to do it, because it's all there. It's all in a package, ready to go.
And actually learning how to do something. Plus, it's something that you're going to be able to do with your hands. It's not the video games. It's not the phones and the mobile devices and all of that we have that we know that we can't live without. But this is something that's very therapeutic. It's something very calming. You can take this with you if you ride on the bus or on a train,
Right.
if you're sitting in a doctor's office waiting, if you've ever visited somebody who's been in a hospital, or if they're rehabilitating. This is nice to have something that you can do that's very quiet. It's great for new moms. It's kind of that quiet, just
I mean, even to
little
make a
mommy
blanket,
time
a beautiful blanket. Look
Yes.
at these cute little stuffed animals you can create.
They're gorgeous.
By just doing this rectangle,
cute.
sewing two together and stuffing it, and then doing the little, the same thing with the little feet and hands and ears. We created these little pouches. Look at this, a little pouch. I made this one for my sunglasses. I should have put them in here. I didn't want to forget them on the table. But you can see there's a little pouch for your sunglasses. So you could do all different things. It's not just scarves and hats and trivets and mitts. You can do different things. Like the blankets, I just think are really.
So you can knit and weave all in one. $46.95 with the number of you calling in. We have maybe 200 of these left, and then that is going to be it. So I encourage you. It's the only presentation on the entire day. Kristen's going to be coming up at 2 p.m. right at the start of our next hour. We have paints that are finally here.
I know,
So
the
paints
paint
and
is
texture
great.
and trim and so much more. And then we've also got Liquiso coming up.